there, welcome to English Comp 1 or English 1001. My name is Valerie Malott and I will be your instructor for this online asynchronous web course. So I wanted to record this little brief, hopefully brief, introductory video just so you get to know a little bit more about me, but also to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes look here. This is my home office. I have been teaching here since March of 2020. Yeah, I've been teaching online every single semester since the middle of the spring semester in 2020. And I'm really looking forward to getting to know all of you and exploring the world of English and rhetoric and composition. So as I said, I'm going to give you a little tour, a little behind the scenes look here at my home office and tell you a little bit more about myself. So why don't we get started?
So this is my view from my chair. This is what I look at. This is my monitor. You can see I'm actually in the process of editing this video. I have to reshoot a part of it. So this is my desk. And I like to pile things, even though I try to keep things nice and tidy. I do tend to pile things when I am working, and I am working on building this course. So there's that. It's the rest of the view. I also happen to be a huge geography nerd, so I have chosen some geography themed decor for my home office. And of course I am a dinosaur, so I do have a wall calendar, and there you will see my headset. I typically wear a headset when I'm in conference with students, whether I'm teaching or I'm doing a one-on-one. And that's just to cut down the background noise. I do have a family here, and I'm teaching when they're awake. So I tend to wear the headset just to filter out any background noise. So there's that. There's the view. And then here is the view of the rest of the stuff that you usually see behind me when I'm doing a lecture. So this is the bookcase behind me, and I'll actually close in on this in case you're interested in the titles that I have on my shelves. Most of them are related to either the academic work that I'm working on or just a few interest titles. And then of course, books that I'm using related to the course. And then up above, more geography stuff, and of course my companion plants. And you get to see the rest of the room where I do my teaching. You'll see over there that I have a piano and a guitar, and give you a little bit closer look, I also have a small harp. So there's that. So as you can tell, I am also a musician. I actually started out in high school. I was active in all of the possible musical groups that I could be in. And when I went to college, I decided that I wanted to be involved in music education. I've always wanted to teach, and I've always been involved in teaching in some way, shape, or form since my early college experiences. However, once I got to college and once I started taking education classes outside of my music classes, I found that I really didn't enjoy it. I could not see myself, and no offense to anybody who might be a music educator or is thinking about being a music educator, but I just did not see myself teaching third graders how to play the recorder for the rest of my life. I wanted to be involved at a higher level. I wanted to teach serious students. So I spent some time after I realized that I wasn't going to be a music teacher and that I didn't think I was talented enough to go into the performance end of things. I felt a little bit lost.
And so I took some time off. I worked in a vocational school in the cafeteria. And after some time, I decided to take some night classes at a community college. So I have some experience in a four-year school. I also have an experience in a community college. And it was there in community college that I found my next love, which is philosophy. And I know you're probably thinking, what, you teach English? Well, I fell in love with philosophy. I had an instructor who was just fantastic, full of energy, full of passion for the field that he was involved in. And that just excited me. That really lit a fire underneath me and within me, and I realized this is what I want to do. I want to be like that person. I want to teach, and I want to teach at the college level, and I want to teach philosophy. So I worked really hard. I went back to a four-year school. I transferred back into a four-year school while I lived at home with my parents in New York State. And I eventually got my bachelor's degree in philosophy. And my plan from there was to apply to graduate school. So I applied to several graduate schools, and it wound up that the University of Cincinnati offered me a full ride, a graduate assistantship, teaching assistantship, to pursue my PhD in philosophy. So I spent my first year as a TA, a teaching assistant in the philosophy department. I did a little recitation section, which is kind of a review section for intro to philosophy, since those intro classes can be really big, especially on main campus. So I did that for a bit, and then I got pregnant, and I realized, you know what? I think I want to raise my family. I don't think I want to do that while working on my PhD, so I dropped out of the program, and I put my plans for higher education on hold while I raised my family. So I had my first child, we got married, and then had several children after that. 25 years later, I decided, you know what? I think my kids are old enough, and I think I'm serious enough to look into getting my master's. I had started writing a novel, part of the NaNoWriMo, which is the National November Writing Month program. I had started writing a novel, and I thought, you know what? Let me take some graduate classes in English and see if I like it and see if this is something that I want to do. So I went to Northern Kentucky University and fell in love with the place, fell in love with the instructors there, the professors. Everybody is just absolutely fantastic. And I got my master's. And during my final year of my studies, I actually took part in what's called the Teaching and Mentoring Partnership, TAMP for short. It's an agreement between NKU and Cincinnati State, where graduate students are paired up with a mentor, an experienced mentor at Cincinnati State, and we actually teach English classes. So that's how I got my start in teaching English. So I've been at Cincinnati State for 2 years. I've been teaching consistently, even through the summers. And now I'm here at UC Claremont, and I'm super excited because my kids, my oldest kids, all got their start in college at UC Claremont. I think it's a great place to get started. And, you know, if you want to move on into a bigger four-year school, whether that's UC or some other place, it's fantastic. You get a good start, it's affordable, and you have that small class size. So it's a nice way to work your way into getting into a bigger college, but it's also a great place just to further your education, whether you're just going after a certificate or you want to get your 2-year degree. It's a great place to start. So welcome. I'm looking forward to this semester. Hope you are too.